Friends, we all have heard and discussed the Delhi's Liquorgate many times on this channel. It sent many Aam Aadmi Party bigwigs behind bars, from Manish Sisodia to Sanjay Singh to Arvind Kejriwal. All of them are out on bail, but the probe into the case continues. It has also led to a political slugfest, especially between the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BJP. But today, what we are going to reveal to you will shock you. Now, we have details from the CAG. More updates coming in. A political mudslinging aside, the Liquorgate in Delhi cost the Exchequer 2026 crore rupees. This is the first time that a number has been put to the impact of the Liquorgate. These are the details of the CAG report. My colleague Meenakshi is joining us on the broadcast with the details that are mentioned in the CAG report. Meenakshi, in the run-up to the Delhi Assembly elections, the Liquorgate is an issue that has been spoken of time and again. This is a CAG report that puts a number to the loss to the Exchequer. Take us through the details of the report.
Well, absolutely, Pratibha. So this CAG report, which basically puts alleged number to the loss to the Exchequer, these are the key findings, and this is the report. First of all, let me tell our viewers that this is obviously a Times Now exclusive, a report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and here this is the report which has been, which has been accessed by us, and also this report here you can see how it is signed by the Principal Accountant General Audit of the National Capital, and these are some of the key findings. It tells you, and I'm going to take you through some excerpts from the report without much ado to read it verbatim. What it says, the alleged lapses it highlights: actual implementation, suboptimal objectives behind the policy were not achieved, went in non-confirming what could not be opened, lack of scrutiny. The liquor supply data indicates exclusivity arrangements between zonal licensees and also wholesale and brand pushing, surrender of zonal licenses during the extended policy period. Some important measures which were planned in the policy, like setting up labs, etc., were not implemented. Responsibility and accountability should be fixed. That is the key operative line which we'd like to underline for our viewers. Responsibility and accountability should be fixed for the lapses observed. Enforcement mechanisms should be strengthened. So this is basically a summation of what this document says. This CAG report, as you were rightly saying, that it also puts a number to the alleged loss to the Exchequer. We'll be taking you through some key findings because we want to simplify it for our viewers. We'll simplify this whole document, help you understand finding after finding, allegation after allegation, the revelations which have come out in this particular report. Let's take our viewers through some of the key findings of this audit report to simplify and help our viewers understand the key findings, the so-called alleged lapses which we were speaking of better. Now, what does this audit report say? Finding number one: revenue loss pegged at, and this is the number which we were speaking of, at 2026 crore rupees. You were rightly saying this is the first time that we are seeing a number being put to that alleged loss. Finding number two, as we also read from the report, deviation from objectives of the policy. That is finding number two. Finding number three, expert panel recommendations were reportedly ignored by the GOM. And the next finding in this CAG report: all entities allowed to bid despite the complaint. Finding number five, financial condition of bidder was reportedly not red flag. That is the next finding. Finding number six, there were violations in issuance of the licenses. That is the next finding. Finding number seven, again we read some excerpts from this, that the violations were not penalized. This is when the Comptroller and Auditor General was also saying that there needs to be accountability. Finding number eight, lack of transparency in pricing. That has also been highlighted. Finding number nine, Cabinet and LG not sought on many key decisions. Also finding number 10, that excise rules not placed before Assembly for ratification. So this is the report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and this is exactly what we were telling you about, Pratibha. The Liquorgate audit report, which basically makes open these findings. Simplified for our viewers, the 10 key highlights from this CAG report.
Okay, all right. Meenakshi, stay with us. Senior news editor Bhavtosh Singh also joins us on the broadcast with the details of what the CAG report has found. Bhavtosh, it mentions several lapses in the implementation of the scheme. What are the details?
Well, as far as the CAG report is concerned, it does not dwell into the corruption aspect that has already been investigated by the CBI, as well as the money laundering aspect, which has been investigated, is still being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate. Here we are looking at to the financial aspect as far as the excise policy. Then excise policy 2021-2022 is concerned. As you rightly said, the political slugfest continues as Delhi goes to the polls. Importantly, the figure for the first time, the figure has been put out as to what losses has happened. Remember, this policy was in when it was in implementation, it was only for 6 to 8 months, and it has caused a loss of around 2,000 crore rupees. Now, that's a huge amount of loss that we are talking here. Importantly, it mentions that the cabinet as well as the Lieutenant Governor was not kept in loop. When this investigation actually started way back in August 2022, then Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, had said that if he's being investigated in this case, then also the Lieutenant Governor, he should also be investigated. The CAG has now made it clear that Lieutenant Governor was never kept in loop. Now, that's a very important point that has been presented in the draft CAG report. One more important submission that has been made or findings of CAG report is the fact that they have said that there were several entities who in fact were bidders in the excise policy. Some of them were not even meeting the financial viability norms. Now, they should have actually been rejected. They should have been penalized. Nothing like this happened. The further important findings are that once this excise policy was implemented, it led to a monopoly or duopoly model as far as Delhi is concerned. And that was the reason, Pratibha, that the losses actually happened. One of the points that it also raised was that despite raising the profit margin from 5% to 12%, it actually never led to any kind of reduction in the prices of liquor bottles. The prices always stayed at MRP prices. They never led to reduction of MRP prices. These are some of the findings that has been accessed by Times Now.
Okay, all right, Bhavtosh, stay with us. So it mentions the loss to the Exchequer at over 2,000 crores. That's what the CAG report mentions. Also talking about the lapses in the implementation of the policy. So let's break this down. The number 2,026 crores. So let's break it down for you. There were issues in the implementation of the excise policy. The CAG report says that while some retailers retained the licenses till the expiry of the policy period, some surrendered them before the policy period was over. Now, because the government did not re-tender the surrendered retail licenses, it cost the Exchequer around 890 crores. There was a loss of 941 crores due to the implementation that had to be given to the zonal licensees. These are all details that have been mentioned in the CAG report. A license fee waiver of 144 crores was granted to the zonal licensees on the basis of the COVID restrictions. This resulted in a loss of revenue for the government. This part is important as the tender document very clearly mentioned that any commercial risk shall lie with the licensee and that there is no provision for force. Now, lastly, incorrect collection of security deposit led to further revenue as well, a loss of 27 crore rupees. That makes it over 2,000 crore rupees as loss to the Exchequer. National spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla, is joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, the BJP has spoken about the Liquorgate policy, and now we have the CAG report that has pegged the alleged loss to the Exchequer at over 2,000 crores.
First of all, this shows that Arvind Kejriwal, this is the reason why the CAG report was not being tabled, because they say that there was no Sharab Ghotala, it was the world's best policy. But in reality, this is the truth of the Sharab Ghotala. 2,000 crores at least was cost to the Exchequer. The LG whom they keep blaming was never in the loop. All the violations were done, cabinet nods were not taken, waivers were given illegally, expert report panel report was also ignored. You remember that the commission was increased from 2.5% to about 12%. You remember that how the waivers were given, and this was happening in the peak of COVID. And Pratibha, two things were happening when COVID was taking place and people in Delhi were doing Trahimam. One, a Sheesh Mahal was being built for 150 crores. And two, you had the Sharab Ghotala, where the beneficiaries were the Sharab businessmen who were giving kickbacks to the Aam Aadmi Party, which was being used in Goa and Punjab elections. Both these issues, the CAG reports have been prevented from being tabled. Both these issues, Sharab and Sheesh Mahal, show the true character of the Aam Aadmi Party, from Swaraj to Sharab, from Ghar Nahi Lenge to Sheesh Mahal Mein Rahenge, from Anna to Lalu. They have come a long way, and this is the truth of the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, they must tell us, the courts have not given them any relief. The cases have not been quashed. They have got conditional bail with conditions that you can't even be CM or go into the CM office again. The question today is that isn't Mr. Kejriwal the kingpin of the Sharab Ghotala?
Okay, all right, Shehzad, I request you to stay with us. We have Priyanka Kakkar of the Aam Aadmi Party also with us, and you can respond to her. Priyanka Kakkar, we have access details of the CAG report that we have put out for our viewers, and it mentions a loss of over 2,000 crores to the Exchequer.
Good morning to everyone. Firstly, I would like to categorically state that there is no such CAG report which has been tabled. This CAG report does not exist on the website of the CAG. These documents are the same documents which are manufactured at BJP office. Secondly, if anything that was happening during COVID was the Pradhan Mantri Modi built a Raj Mahal for himself, which is built at a cost of 2,750 crore of the taxpayers' money, in which they are not permitting us entry. We have told them, let us open what you call the Sheesh Mahal and what we are calling the Raj Mahal, open both to the public. Let the public see for themselves why are they banning our entry into the Purv CM ka house and also the PM house. Let the public see both. Both are, the White House is open to everybody for a public tour. Even a video tour is available. So they should open both the houses and settle the matter and come to the real issues of Delhi. Since they cannot speak and have nothing to show for Delhi or whether they've done anything for the education. You know what they did? They put 3 शिलान्यास किए भाजपा ने 10 सालों में और उन 3 ईंटों के नाम रख दिए. That is what the BJP has done to show for Delhi. इनके पास सीएम चेहरा कौन है? ये from what we hear from credible sources, they are Singh Ramesh Biduri because he fits the BJP profile. He is somebody who is abusive. वो violent है, लोगों को मारते पीटते हैं, संसद में गालियां निकालते हैं, महिलाओं के लिए अभद्र भाषा का उपयोग करते हैं. इस बार तो सारी हदें पार कर दी, एक महिला मुख्यमंत्री के माता पिता तक पहुंच गए. तो ये इनका विजन है, इन मुद्दों से इनको भटकाना है. आपको पता है कोर्ट ने क्या कहा था इस पूरे लिकर गेट मामले में? कोर्ट ने कहा कि ईडी एंड सीबीआई आर वर्किंग लाइक अ तोता इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द बीजेपी. आज तक अ सिंगल मनी ट्रेल हैज नॉट बीन रिकवर्ड. व्हाट हैज बीन रिकवर्ड इज अ वैन इन मध्य प्रदेश दो with 10 crore cash and 60 kg gold, and it is said that it belongs to BJP netas, and not one person has been arrested till date. हमारे केस में बिना ट्रायल के 2-2 साल जेल में रखा. कोर्ट ने इनको फटकारा, इनकी जांच एजेंसियों को फटकारा. ये फिर भी इतने बेशरम है कि जब मुंह खोलते हैं झूठ बोलते हैं.
Okay, so the CAG report has been cleared by the CAG Girish Chandra Murmu but is yet to be tabled in the assembly. Shehzad, the Aam Aadmi Party has dismissed this report and says the BJP has no other issues to speak about and that's why raking up the issue ahead of the assembly elections.
First of all, the LG had even written a letter to the Aam Aadmi Party government that there are these CAG reports, including ones on excise, on the performance of the finance audits, etc. Why don't you table them? If they had nothing to hide, they should have tabled the Sheesh Mahal CAG report and the Sharab Ghotala. But let me ask you just one question.
Do you know the LG will face breaches?
Ma'am, can we have this one at a time? Pratibha, I heard her long rant. Now, can you please allow me?
These are fake documents.
Pratibha, can you allow me, or am I supposed to be subjected to this?
Priyanka Kakkar ji, just a moment. Let Shehzad respond and then I'll come back to you for your retort.
Sure.
Yes, Shraddha.
She's the one, by the way, since we are talking, she's the one who said that PM has 5,000 crore worth clothes. Anyways, how much credibility your channel wants to give us, that's your headache, not mine. Let me just ask one specific question. The Ravi Dhiman panel report said that the commission should not be increased, that liquor companies, which are manufacturing companies and blacklisted companies, should not be allowed into the sharab trade. Can Madam Priyanka Kakkar specifically tell me why they went against the expert committee recommendation and increased the commission to 12%? Why did the state suffer in terms of revenue, even though the wholesale, the big business guys made huge bucks at the cost of the Delhiites? And can she please tell me why blacklisted companies were allowed to come into this?
Okay, Priyanka Kakkar, in the CAG report, it mentions certain lapses that were also there in the implementation of the policy.
I will tell you this, that, I stand by that policy. That policy has been implemented in Punjab, is generating revenue. When that policy was implemented in Delhi, it generated the highest revenue ever. They have a problem that we don't want government interference in the liquor business like it happens in Gujarat, jahan nakli sharab milti hai, and year on year we hear about the huge tragedy. Nakli sharab ke dhanda chal nahi sakta without the politicians being involved there. So it is for all to see. They favor that policy. They favor that policy over a transparent policy. Anyway, the matter is sub judice, so the less said, the better. But for now, these observations are for everyone to see, where the court has said that there is not an evidence against Arvind Kejriwal. That is written in the PMLA order. In the Supreme Court order, it is written that the CBI was used like a caged parrot. That is very categorically written. In the PMLA order, again, it is written that ED has acted with bias. These are things I'm quoting from the order verbatim. So all of this dushprachar of Bhajpa should stop now. कोर्ट को भी कुछ नहीं मिला, तो अब ये फिर से उसको मुद्दा बना रहे. कोर्ट में इनको इतनी लताड़ पड़ती है, कोर्ट में इनकी एजेंसीज को लताड़ पड़ी. All our leaders are out. He should possibly know about how stringent the bail provisions in PMLA are. एक ट्रेल जरूर मिली थी, शरत रेड्डी को 60 करोड़ जो दिया भाजपा ने और उसके बाद बेल हुई, उसके बाद वो अप्रूवल बने, ये ट्रेल जरूर मिली थी. इनके इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स की जांच होनी चाहिए जो अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिक्लेयर हो गए हैं. इन्होंने 20 कंपनियों से चंदा लिया, उस सब की जांच होनी चाहिए. जो मध्य प्रदेश मैंने बताया उस पे जवाब नहीं दे रही. ये एलिगेशंस लगाते हैं और फिर क्वेश्चंस
Okay, so the political slugfest is continuing. Priyanka Kakkar as well as Shehzad Poonawalla, thank you for joining us and putting out the perspective of the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the BJP. With that,